Hey everybody, Ghost Fox here, and today we're looking at a gaming keyboard from TeckNet. They call it the Gryphon. I believe the number on it is the X702 model. And I'll give you a quick look at the box, but it's really not very impressive. It's just a cardboard box. They call this hassle-free, but just plain old boring box. Not the fanciest thing to give somebody as a gift, but really, it honestly doesn't matter. So, hassle-free packaging, yay! Now, the keyboard itself is actually really good for a mid-end gaming keyboard, and we'll get a little look at it. It's this hefty guy here. It comes in at a decent weight, actually. It's not one of those chintzy, kind of lightweight keyboards. It's about 2 pounds or so, pound and a half, probably 2 pounds. And it's got some pretty solid construction. It's all solid plastic. There's no metal in it, but it's still pretty heavy duty and durable. It does have the anti-skid pads on the rear and the front, and it does have the foot you can flip down to prop up the keyboard as well. One thing I do like about this is the nice braided cable on it. I'm always a fan of those. They're just extra durable, less likely to kink and cause damage to the cord, so it just kind of makes them a little extra durable and frankly looks nicer, so you have that. This keyboard actually has quite a lot of features on it for an inexpensive gaming keyboard. So it does have anti-ghosting, and while it's not all 104, well, plus keys, this has macro keys on it too, we'll get into that in a minute. It does have the 19-key anti-ghosting, which covers all of the typical things like Q, W, E, and R, if you're playing something like League of Legends, or if you're playing shooters, Fallout, or something online like CSGO. The WASD keys and the arrow keys are also all covered by that anti-ghosting. What anti-ghosting means is any of your key presses, regardless of how many you press at the same time, will make it to the computer. With some other keyboards, particularly non-gaming keyboards, or even gaming keyboards that don't have anti-ghosting, if you press down too many keys at once, you're going to lose some of that, or there's a chance that you could lose some of that in going to the computer. So if you pressed QWER all at one time, the order in which they get to the computer may be a little shuffled, but they will all make it. All of your presses will make it. So that's definitely important if you're playing online games particularly. So this does have that feature. And as I mentioned, it has macro keys and multimedia function as well. So it has 10 macro keys and some volume and media control here, as well as other things that you can do through the function button. The function button also controls the backlighting, and the backlight has 2 modes. It has just lit, as well as a pulsing or breathing mode, as people call it, and there are only 3 color options with this particular keyboard model. You have blue, red, and purple. So I have it currently set to red. It's really easy to switch, and also you have the light button up here, which is just power off, power on. And they do have this macro key, which enables the different macro functions, as well as this game key, which I'm assuming turns on and off the anti-ghosting, which I'm not exactly sure why you wouldn't want that on, particularly since this is a gaming keyboard. I can't really see an issue where that would be a problem. And then you have things like a power button and various speaker buttons and music and things like that here. So not only does this have multimedia control, but it also has macros, which is great for things like MMOs. Use macros. You can assign some of your abilities and things like that to macro keys. So if you have a game that relies heavily on a bunch of different keys and skills and things like that, so if you're playing online games, that might be something really useful. Overall, I can't really think of anything negative to say about it. The buttons are not mechanical. They're pretty typical, so they give a decent little, I guess, response, you would say, a little tactile feel to it, a little thump. They're a little more pressure requiring than something like a mechanical keyboard, so you do kind of have to press a little bit harder to kind of get that to actuate fully. But the distance isn't too bad. It doesn't take a ton of pressure. I think most people would probably be fine with this, unless you want sort of hair trigger-like sensitivity. But at that point, you're probably going to want mechanical keys. So for not being mechanical, these have good tactile feel, good response, and it doesn't take a lot to actuate them. So as I was saying, there's really not anything negative I can think of to say about this keyboard. If you don't like the 3 LED colors, maybe that's something that you might want to consider, but otherwise it's actually a really nice option. Very easy to use, good durability, and did not have any kind of problems with it at all. It kind of fits any gamer style. So for a more entry to mid-level gaming keyboard, I think this TeckNet Gryphon makes a pretty good option. So that's kind of all I have to say about it. If you like the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up or a like, let me know. And as always, I'm happy to answer any questions about the tech. Thanks for watching.